Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Sir Kendall Isaac's Gymnasium here in the Seoul, Bahamas for this Group B fixture, Game Day 5 of the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers between our host, the Bahamas, and Jamaica. Well, Canada currently playing against Puerto Rico. Of course, this Group B proving to be very competitive, in which both the Bahamas and Jamaica, well, very equal standings. We'll take a look at the standings right now. Both teams 1 and 3. Well, 1 and 3, of course, for Jamaica and Puerto Rico. The Bahamas, of course, sitting much more comfortably ahead of them. But that could change come the end of this game. Jamaica's 2-2 record, I mean, it's been an outstanding introduction, winning their opening game of the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers against Puerto Rico. In case they got that double win. But then they found out their first defeat being up against the Bahamas, and in a very tough encounter in the last window against Canada. But this team flying with confidence. Not many teams are able to come to these World Cup qualifiers and immediately have a big impact with key players such as Chase Ordeej, who did spend last season playing with Unicaja in the Spanish Liga Endesa, the ACB, as well as the Basketball Champions League. For sure, they've got an experienced team. Well, Drew Thelwell as well has been a key impact player in the 4 games he's played. He's averaged 10.3 points per game along with just under 6 assists. So Jamaica definitely coming into this game flying high with confidence. Amari Johnson, as well as Jordan Kelly, well, they'll have to test themselves against a team that were 1 win away from qualifying for the Olympics back in the summer of 2024. And the Bahamas, well, they may only have that 1 victory against Jamaica. You can see Franco Miller Jr. has been one of the key players. He's actually been their leading scorer, averaging 18.3 points per game. But in this matchup, well, I think it's fair to say that definitely the Bahamas have brought their best team, Buddy Hill, VJ Edgecombe in the lineup as well as Eric Gordon, the same star 3. A feature for them at the FIBA OQT back in Valencia. Just losing narrowly in the final to Spain that would have seen them go to the Paris Olympics. Well, fans, it is now the very best part of the day, as now we're going to embrace the national anthems of both the Bahamas and Jamaica. National anthems of these 2 beautiful countries have been sung, and now players of both the Bahamas and Jamaica will come center court, shake hands with each other, and pay each other the much well-respected homage, as now we're just moments away from tip-off. Well, it is time indeed that we introduce 4 very important people for tonight's game, and those are 3 referees and 1 technical delegate. Well, there are 3 referees. You can just see Santa Corva very proud at FIBA to say that we have 3 of the very finest. Our referees are coming from Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. Well, there they are. We have from Uruguay, Andres Bartel. From Argentina, we have Franco Anselmo. And from Paraguay, we have Nicolas Flores. The technical delegate for tonight is Mr. Guilherme Freddy Loftufo, coming from Brazil. So a big thank you to all of our officials who've done a magnificent job in all of our FIBA competitions. And they'll continue to do a great one tonight here between Jamaica and our host, the Bahamas, for the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers. Time now to take a look at the starting lineup. We will begin indeed with Jamaica. Well, Jamaica come out right now with Drew Thelwell, Amari Johnson, Chase Odija, we did mention, had a very good season in the Spanish ACB with Unicaja, Siobhan Thompson, Tyron de la Boudière, Matty Boudière, excuse me. Well, you know, in a game like this, Jamaica can go 3-2 and try to cement a position. Remember, this is the 3rd window. First round, the second round will be windows 4, 5, and 6. And if you finish in the top 3, well, you will go to the second round. Head coach Richard Turner, it's been a magnificent stop for them. 2 big victories thus far against Puerto Rico. Well, the Bahamas, as mentioned, coming in with a very star-talented team and a must-win game for them. So Franco Miller, Buddy Hield, as well as VJ Edgecombe, Sam Hunter, and Kai Jones. Because all 3, Franco Miller, Buddy Hield, and VJ Edgecombe, with Eric Gordon coming off the bench. Coach Mikhail McLean. Well, it feels like the FIBA OQT in the summer of 2024 in Valencia. Because only DeAndre Ayton, the superstar, missing from that team in the summer of 2024. But Coach McLean knows, well, this team's not going to get much better than this. This is a superstar Bahamas lineup. When you have a player like Eric Gordon on the bench, who might have had also is a FIBA Basketball World Cup champion. So that kind of championship DNA you definitely need in your squad. VJ Edgecombe currently with the Philadelphia 76ers, and Buddy Hield of the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, this is what it's all about, getting national teams together here during these FIBA qualifying windows. If it's not a Basketball World Cup, it's it is indeed an America Cup qualifiers. And I would say definitely coming into this game, knowing that it's a must-win here for the Bahamas, seeing the personnel they brought in, and in their home court here in the beautiful island of the Bahamas, you would definitely imagine this game for sure would definitely go in their favor. But Jamaica, they have been outstanding. Like we said, Chase Odija has been their leading scorer in the 4 games he has played, while averaging just under 5 assists. That's the 17 points per game. I mean, he's been shooting just under 30% from the perimeter and just over 40% from within inside the rainbow. I definitely add that experience playing at such an elite level of European basketball is really going to pay dividends tonight here. Well, a big shout out to our sponsor, the official sponsor. The Tissot Countdown to Tip-Off is now underway. It's now indeed. It's been a magnificent partnership and collaboration with FIBA International Basketball for many decades. So a big thank you to Tissot. You kind of wonder what kind of defensive matchups both Jamaica and the Bahamas are going to come out with in this game. I mean, the team just playing very spectacular basketball, that's to be said, but just imagine here, we're going to see a lot of full court pressure. And we'll be interested in the case of the Bahamas. Scoring is going to come from primarily. Buddy Hield was definitely their go-to player in the summer 2024. And definitely VJ Edgecombe going in the first round of the NBA draft. Many would say that this is his team probably, but like I said, Jamaica will definitely have something to say about that. Jamaica just joining the FIBA Americas, joining FIBA officially back in 1962, and they've never really gone to a major FIBA tournament. Apart from participating once in the FIBA America Cup, but they've never gone to a FIBA Basketball World Cup. Could history be made with this magnificent ride? VJ Edgecombe of the Philadelphia 76ers goes back in the backcourt along with Franco Miller Jr., who did play in the G League this past season. Well, expect an exciting game of great basketball to be played. Well, again, fans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching. Welcome to Nassau, the Bahamas. We're live here at the Sir Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. The Bahamas with a record of 1-3. Jamaica, 2-2. We're in the third window, the final one of the first round of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. A must-win game for Jamaica, as well as the Bahamas. Looks like it's going to be Siobhan Thompson jumping this one for Jamaica. Kai Jones for the Bahamas. The tip is underway, and it will be the Bahamas with the first possession. Franco Miller Jr., primary point guard at the moment for the Bahamas. And the Bahamas trying to go quickly with Buddy Hield from the perimeter. That three's not going to drop. Jones coming up with, well, Raul just coming up with a rebound. Jamaica trying to get the first points of the game. Now running through Drew Thurwell. Little mid-range game coming, front iron. That's going to go off the front rim and out of bounds. I think Jamaica is going to retain this one. Oh no, the decision has been overturned. Siobhan Thompson knows tonight it's going to be a battle of second chance opportunity points. If he can get as many of those with the offensive rebounding, that's just going to put the Bahamas post-interior defense under a lot of pressure. Edgecombe wants to isolate quickly. Finding Franco Miller Jr. a little bit of time and space. There's the alley-oop, and good night! Well, that just kicks things underway. Oh, what a lob from Franco Miller Jr. The connection was made beautifully. Nice way for the Bahamas to start this game, and a must-win for them. Kai Jones getting the first 2 points off that lob. Well, this is a beautiful read by Franco Miller Jr. off the pull screen. And right there, the lob. Kai Jones with no regard for the post-interior defense of Jamaica. All of a sudden, you feel the home crowd just galvanized from that play. But Jamaica will have this on the baseline. They're going to turn this one over. Buddy Hield getting ahead in transition. Can he finish? He kicks out the Franco Miller Jr. Good transition defense that time from Amari Johnson. I think Buddy Hield just felt the presence of Amari Johnson was going to make that a tough one, but doesn't quite result in the turnover for the Bahamas. And wide open, VJ Edgecombe's going to throw it down with two hands, and where was the help side defense? Seems like it was a simple back screen, no switch, no communication. Already the Bahamas off to a 2-possession lead here against Jamaica at home. Chase O'Deege coming off a double high screen horns action. Is now Delati Boudier tries to go inside the paint on him. Gets the first 2 points. On Tyron Delati Boudier that time. Just able to get 2 quick points inside the key, so that's got to be something Jamaica goes to in this game. Nice take by Franco Miller Jr. A lot of contact counted, and now he'll go to the free throw line. Oh, both teams. 4 points have been scored inside the paint. And considering if you go back 2 summers ago in 2020 for the Bahamas, well, following 3-point shooting team is VJ Edgecombe with a 2-handed flush. I don't think he quite realizes how easy it was. Unlocked, uncontested. So now it's Franco Miller Jr. at the free throw line. Converting the 3-point play. Just over 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Jamaica don't want this lead to get too big. Odish, nice little work on the bull screen. Now, a foul is going to be called. The Bahamas want a traveling violation. A lot of twisting and turning that time from Siobhan Thompson, but a foul has been given. Jamaica looking for another field goal, trailing by 5 points. Here comes the ISO. Kick out in the corner, wide open three is up. And that is going to be another foul against the Bahamas. Pulled a hold on the box out against Kai Jones. This is quite clearly where the Bahamas may be at a slight disadvantage. The post interior, these positions 4 and 5, possessing that size. Jamaica's got to get it inbound. Well, wide open under the basket, goes in and is able to finish with ease. Amari Johnson gets his first field goal. And that's twice we've seen both teams. Inside the paint, defense has been left unexposed. And what a take by Buddy Hill, going in with the left hand as he gets his scoring off the mark. Jamaica wastes no time, go to length of the floor. Now, is that a basket interference? Now they've called a foul here. Is that an and one? I think it is. So Drew Thewell, I believe, will go to the free throw line here for the three-point play. And you have to appreciate how quickly Jamaica got the ball inbound. Or did they call this on the ground? No, they called an and one. So Drew Thewell got a chance to cut it down to a 2-point deficit. Now, he spent last season playing in the second division in France with Alain Bonnet. Because with his team, they got promotion to the highest level of French basketball, the Pro A LMB. He's played in 4 games so far here in the FIBA World Cup American Qualifiers, averaging 10.3 points per game. And this is opening game. Nearly had a triple-double against Puerto Rico. 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. And now he sliced it down to a 2-point deficit. Edgecombe just now losing his dribble, but he's able to recover. Well, they find Buddy Hill again in the paint, this time missing. The follow-up no good. Now Jamaica can level things up. Maybe take the lead with a three-pointer. Time, space, three's up in the corner. As Buddy Hill secures a rebound. Bahamas also want to play some kind of counter-attack basketball. Now VJ Edgecombe for three. The team's battling for offensive board and a rejection time. Chase Odish blocking Buddy Hill. A nice pass in the paint. Well, you can appreciate the level of speed of this game. Both teams really want to get out in transition. Also, you have to credit their transition defense. So Jamaica will have it on the baseline. Sub coming into the game is Quentin Smith, checking in for the first time. Quick catch and shoot on the baseline. This one's up. Jamaica again, another offensive board. A big-time block in the paint. Oh, what a huge block by Kai Jones. And now here come the Bahamas. 3 in transition. EJ Edgecombe unable to secure that one. Jamaica look to level things up here from the mid-range, and that's nicely tucked away from the free throw line. Well, beautiful take by Chase Odish. Now gets his first 2 points. Nothing separating the Bahamas. Another alley-oop. Look out below. Oh, Kai Jones nearly met him at the summit, but just couldn't quite convert. Already Jamaica. It's the 3rd offensive rebound of the game. And the Bahamas have put them into the penalty. And here's that take from the mid-range by Chase Odish. Jamaica can't take the lead. It's Tyron de Lati-Boudier currently at the free throw line. Well, he spent last season playing in Mexico. He was a member of Astros de Jalisco. Predominant scorer in the 4 games he's played. He's averaged 17 points per game. He had a double-double, 23 points, 11 rebounds in that defeat against Canada in window number 2. Jamaica slightly taking a slender 2-point lead against the Bahamas here in the first quarter. Bahamas want to try to rediscover that lightning form. Tough pass there by Buddy Hield. Edgecombe steps out of bounds on the sideline. Unfortunately for the Bahamas, it's actually going to be, surprisingly, it's the second turnover of the game. It's amazing how quickly these two teams play up and down the floor, and the ability to take care of the basketball. That's going to be another one. Well, it's numbers in transition. Here we go. And good night. B.J. Edgecombe connecting with the lob. Well, Philadelphia 76ers finest, B.J. Edgecombe, sprinting in transition. A nice little post play, a big-time block by Kai Jones. Can he get another one? And now, it's a block party, and everybody's invited here to the Bahamas. Well, here we go. This is B.J. Edgecombe's world. We're just living in it. Philadelphia 76ers finest. What a big-time play. One of the Bahamas' most experienced players, Jerron Burroughs, checking into the lineup, because he's been featuring for this national team right from the very beginning when FIBA went to these continental qualifiers, either for the World Cup or for the FIBA America Cup. Well, he's a very well-experienced professional as well. And Burroughs nearly coming up with a steal. Jamaica turn this one over. Bahamas want to get out in transition. A lot of contact going in the paint and another block. Burroughs comes up with it. This time gets stripped, and now Jamaica looking to reclaim the lead. A foul is going to be given. So it will be Chase Ordige going to the free throw line. Foul looks like it's going to be called on B.J. Edgecombe. Chase Ordige currently 0 for 2 from the field. Well, originally from New York, the state of New York, finishes university basketball at Northwestern. Started with the Windy City Bulls in the G League. He's played professionally in Belgium with Falou Ostend and KK Bosna in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Like I said, had a terrific season in the Spanish ACB Liga Endesa. Ordige putting Jamaica up by 2. Edgecombe penetrates. Now turns it over. This is what Jamaica wants. Try to convert turnovers into quick transition buckets. And that time, Bahamas defense just killing the players. Now here we go again. And one more time. Are you kidding me? Third pick in the first round of the NBA draft. And it is indeed the 76er himself, B.J. Edgecombe. Incredible. That levels things up. Already 3 alley-oops we've seen here in the first quarter. Could we see another one in transition? Buddy Hield comes up with it. As the fake pass goes in and finishes in transition. Well, you know the Bahamas game plan. They want to get in the open floor as Kentuan Smith finishes with his first field goal. And a timeout is going to be called by Jamaica. 3:37 to go here in the first quarter. This is the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers. Well, he brought this from the city of brotherly love. B.J. Edgecombe flying high in the sky at the moment for the Bahamas. And Kentuan Smith, tough finish on the fast break as he gives the Bahamas a 2-point cushion. Let's listen now to the Jamaican bench. Already, what a magnificent shot from VJ Edgecombe in every single one of his 3 field goals. Well, it's either been a dunk on the baseline or an alley-oop. Well, there was the first one. And I don't know which one's better. Anytime you see VJ Edgecombe take flight, you know it's going to be excitement. Looking at this game already, as I already alliterated just before the beginning of the timeout, is that the Bahamas game plan quite similar to Jamaica. Anytime they can get out in transition, that is where they're going to be at their best. But they already have 14 points in the paint. And the Bahamas 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Jamaica 0 for 1. They'll try another one. That's a second miss. Barnes comes up with a rebound. That's going to be a second team foul against Jamaica here in the first quarter. Well, that foul's going to be on Tyron Delati-Boudier. Well, chance now here for the Bahamas to try and extend to a 2-possession lead. Only 1 and 3 so far here in the first 3 windows. Can they go 2 and 3 this evening? Because they'll have a very tough game up against Canada in only a few days' time. He's looking for options. Wants to put the ball in the hands of Edgecombe. Time winding down for VJ. And VJ pulls up for a 3. Unable to get it. Burrows with a follow-up, and the putback is good. Well, I said it's second chance opportunity points. They could be an X factor this evening. And both teams have 4 second chance points, and the jump ball violation is going to be called. The Bahamas want to travel, but the possession arrow does go in their favor, so they will get the possession back. Well, here was a take by Edgecombe. It was Jerron Burrows who set the screen and went straight to the bucket, doing his duties. Well, actually, the possession arrow goes in favor, my apologies, to Jamaica. So if there's not another jump ball before the end of the first quarter, the Bahamas will begin possession in the second. Jamaica trying to find a way back into this one. Now we're under 10 of the shot clock. Well, out of control, another offensive rebound. Time is winding down. Got to go up with it. Now, did he get it off in time? It doesn't matter. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, that's good defense from the Bahamas. Like I said, Jamaica may just take a little bit too much time to get the ball in the paint. That is where they have the advantage. That's their 4th turnover already here in the first quarter. Little backdoor play. Buddy Hill tries to go in, and he's able to finish with a tough little finger roll. Well, he read the defense like a textbook. Already 6 points of turnovers. Little post-up game now being exhibited. Jamaica kick out. Could have made one extra pass in the corner. That 3's way off the mark. Edgecombe comes up with it. The Bahamas want to run again. Well, Burrows goes in, this time missing from point-blank range, and he's got to tuck that one away. Jamaica now with a chance to cut it down, but they turn it over one more time. Well, here we go by Juwan Burrows. He'll go and throw it down with 2 hands. No mistake that time. Extending it to an 8-point lead to the Bahamas. Just over 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Fake on the handoff. This is a little bit better. Gets in the paint. So that's going to be a traveling violation. Oh, a clear moment of frustration there, but well, Jamaica, when they don't have Chase or Deej on the floor, you can see the offense. It just becomes a bit of a scramble. As Jordan Kelly will go to the bench. It looks like Joel Bailey is going to sub into the game for the first time. Well, Buddy Hield is going to take a bit of a breather. Well, the man who just subbed in, Joel Bailey, currently playing for Jamaica Basketball Association. Was not a predominant scorer. The most he scored was 9 points in that win against Puerto Rico in the second victory. Edgecombe now getting in the paint. Finds Burrows. Unable to finish. Battles for his own rebound. The Bahamas come up with it. Little baseline play. In the paint. Goes in and a big-time block. Well, that is how you protect the paint. Good defense by Justin Abson. Samuel Hunter didn't see Absent coming. But with 10 on the shot clock, the Bahamas will get this back on the baseline. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. They get it inbound, they'll go for a three. Neither team's made one. That's going to be 3 free throws coming up. So Dominic Bridgewater now going to the charity stripe hit for 3 free shots for the Bahamas. Those are the frustration fouls Jamaica just cannot afford to give away. Well, Bridgewater has been part of this national team program since the very beginning. 2019 when he first featured in the FIBA America Cup, 2021 pre-qualifiers. Also currently plays his pro basketball in France for Provence Basket. His best time playing for the Bahamas was in the most recent 2025 FIBA America Cup, where in the 2 games, he played the average 24 points. He's played 2 games so far in these FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Nearly averaging 10 assists per game. A 3 goes 5 for Jamaica. Finally getting the first trade ball. And could that settle their confidence? That time knocked down by Drew Thewell. He now moves up to 5 points, cutting it down to a 7-point deficit. And that could be a 2-for-1 for Jamaica. But can he get a stop on defense? Another alley-oop coming, this time not connected. Nearly 5 seconds difference between game and shot clock, and it's going to be another Jamaica turnover. Now here come the Bahamas. Edgecombe, little Euro step, and finishes in transition. All of VJ Edgecombe's points have come in the paint. And that's the first time it's not a dunk or an alley-oop. Bahamas have no fouls to give. Oh, they're going to send Jamaica to the free throw line. Just when VJ Edgecombe had an opening. A free lane. Straight down the middle on the outlet. Little Euro step action. Well, the Bahamas right now have given up 5 free throws. Jamaica haven't missed a free throw so far here in the first quarter. They're 5 out of 5. It's Chase Odige back at the charity stripe. All of Odige's points, only 2 of them have indeed come from the free throw line so far here in the first quarter. Buddy Hield back in for these final 5.8. So Samuel Hunter checking out. Well, it's got to jump for him to leave KK Bosna, one of the most historic teams in European basketball, to join the powerhouses of the Basketball Champions League, Unicaja. Franco Miller Jr. has to go length of the floor. A lot of contacts made. Now, I'm guessing the foul was definitely on the ground. So that's going to be a sideline possession to the Bahamas. That foul's going to be on Chase Odige. It's only his first personal foul. Well, Justin Abson's going to leave the game, so checking back in, Siobhan Thompson. To try and just be a paint protector to prevent any potential alley-oop coming. Well, get inbound, goes baseline, they'll finish. Wide open, uncontested. Well, where is Jamaica's help side defense? I think it's an @1 maybe, yeah. Well, you may indeed have to look in the lost and found. I mean, nobody, that's why they brought Siobhan Thompson back in, but nobody was home there for Jamaica. And a complete defensive calamity. Bridgewater converts a 3-point play, now giving the Bahamas a double-digit 10-point lead as we head into the second quarter. Well, great start here for the Bahamas, currently 1-3 in this Group B fixture of the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers. A game in which if they do win, they'll be ending on the same record as Jamaica with 2-3, as both Canada and Puerto Rico playing as we speak. It just became Lob City already here in the Bahamas. The first lob, that time going up, thrown up by Franco Miller Jr. and then VJ Edgecombe. Straight off the dunk by Kai Jones. Definitely some aggressive play inside the paint from both teams. That time you can see the finish by Amari Johnson. And the big time block by KJ. And here it became the VJ Edgecombe Airways. Anytime you see VJ Edgecombe in transition, you have to look out below, but the defensive presence, the Bahamas protecting the paint, and Edgecombe one more time, flying in the sky, defying the laws of gravity. And what a dive from Buddy Hield. Let's see, New Orleans Pelicans, Philadelphia 76ers combo. And here was the experience of Jerwan Burroughs. It's been total domination by the Bahamas inside the paint. Something, of course, unfortunately, Jamaica's post-interior defense haven't had an answer to. Well, we'll take a look at the stats. Of course, Jamaica, the only team that have converted a three-point field goal. Now, good thing for them, they haven't missed a free throw, but 12 field goals from within inside the rainbow for the Bahamas. This is the 4 of Jamaica. That has been a monumental difference. And what's given the Bahamas the 10-point lead. Already the Bahamas 24 points inside the paint, 10 fast break buckets, and 12 points from the turnovers. Well, fans, scan that QR code to access and log into Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. Well, we're live here in Sir Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium in the Bahamas. Second quarter about to get underway. A Group B fixture. The Bahamas lead by 10 against Jamaica. A triple handoff offense from the Bahamas. Buddy Hield throwing a poor pass. Jamaica can't take advantage here with numbers in transition, but they throw it back away. And the Bahamas, well, that's going to come off the leg of Chase Ordige. Bit of a nervy start for both teams here in the second quarter. The Bahamas looking to extend their lead. Bridgewater finding Franco Miller. He'll fire a three. This one's up and buries this one from downtown. The first three of the game for the Bahamas. He's really come into his own. The days of playing high school basketball in Toronto, Canada. The backdoor play, good help side defense. The Bahamas shifting, rotating. See yet again another Jamaica turnover. That's already 9 turnovers for Jamaica here in the first half. 3 goes flying and confidence is contagious. Or should I say three-point shooting. As Kentuan Smith knocks it down. Team that couldn't buy a three-pointer in the first quarter. They were 0 for 4. Now 2 for 2 in the second quarter. And Buddy Hield insinuating that it was Chase Ordige that had the last touch. Well, nice three knock from downtown. Now we just inspired Drew Thurwell's confidence. His second three of the game. Now moving up to 11 points. Franco Miller goes in with a teardrop. The foul has been called. So free throws coming up for Franco Miller Jr. Well, the Bahamas have only missed 1 free throw so far this evening. There's another look at the three-pointer from Kentuan Smith. Like I said with Franco Miller Jr., he was born in Freeport here in the Bahamas. Started at Ole Miss and then finished at Florida Gulf Coast. He started his pro career in the lower divisions of Spanish basketball after the summer 2024 playing for the Bahamas at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, but spent last season with the Santa Cruz Warriors. He was actually last summer's FIBA America Cup top scorer. Still a 15-point lead to the Bahamas. Ordij trying to find separation against Buddy Hield. The foul is going to be called on the ground. That's going to be the first team foul against the Bahamas here in the second quarter. I think that's on Buddy Hield. Well, Jerron Burroughs is going to re-enter play. He's 2 out of 5 already from the field with 3 rebounds. Jamaica trying to get it inbound, avoiding the 5-second violation. Well, it's going to be a backcourt violation. And at the moment, Jamaica struggling to build identity in their offense. They've got to find ways to reassert themselves. But just not enough movement on that baseline inbound. I'd say that's a point of concern there for Jamaica's head coach, but I would say as well that he's got to find and instill some confidence in his team. They don't want this game to get too ahead of them. Coach Richard Turner, I just wonder what's he probably thinking. And another foul. I think that's going to be on Chase Ordij. Eric Gordon is listed on the bench. Whether we see him tonight or not, that's another question. And that was the 1 3-pointer that we saw from Jamaica so far in this game, knocked down by Drew Thewell. It's Franco Miller Jr. because was born here in the Bahamas in Freeport, but she moved to Canada, where he drew the national attention from U.S. colleges in the NCAA is where he became the top scorer at Crestwood Preparatory School. That's 3 free throws. Franco Miller Jr. has been an outstanding ambassador for the Bahamas national basketball team program. 11 points already, 6 assists shy of a double-double. Now the Bahamas going into a zone defense. Jamaica only with that 1 3-pointer. The foul is going to be called against Jerron Burroughs. I think with the zone, this is going to space out and probably just keep the Bahamas defense very static. So this is a great opportunity. If Jamaica's not going to free up and find high percentage looks from the 3-point line, definitely they've got to look to throw it in the paint. Both teams already 2 team fouls in just over 2 minutes. We want to find Siobhan Thompson. Jerron Burroughs just fronting him defensively in the paint. Chase Ordij now turning it over. Bridgewater comes up. He's got Buddy Hield with him. Jamaica just able to react. Transition defense. Miller's made 1 3. That one's just off to the right. I think Jamaica probably want to get a bit more on the open floor, so Thompson now fade away from the free throw line. And Jerron Burroughs happy to see that one dribble out of bounds. But even there, you see Siobhan Thompson take that mid-range. Nobody crashing in for an offensive rebound. I think Jamaica on the prospects of potentially going 2 and 3 here in the first game of window 3. Second chance opportunity points is a magnificent way to try to get back in this. Minimize the deficit. While good defense coming with the interception. But Jamaica just don't get out ahead. It's a nice pull-up for the mid-range. And that's a high percentage look. Beautifully tucked away by Drew Thewell. Well, he now goes up to 13 points. 5 for 6 from the field. Miller looking for an ISO. Bumps in the lane, goes in, and somehow, someway, Franco Miller Jr. finishes under intense pressure. That's how he used his body just to make the contact and read the defense. Odish penetrates. That takes a deflection, goes out of bounds off the hands of Samuel Hunter. And that's going to remain possession to the Bahamas, or to Jamaica, excuse me. It's a change coming in as Jordan Kelly checking back into action here in the second quarter. Only attempted one shot so far for Jamaica. Coach probably wondering what he's got to do to get his team to buy into this. Coach Richard Turner, an extensive assistant coaching staff. They'll go for another deep three. Another foul committed. It's now the third team foul against the Bahamas here in the second quarter of play. That's going to be a baseline possession to Jamaica. Well, Coach McLean very happy with the beginning that his players have put out so far. An 18-point advantage. Baseline take, but again, just unable to finish. Tyron de Latiboutier expecting a foul, but nothing given on that play. Little ghost screen action coming from Buddy Hield. To keep this one alive. Buddy Hield penetrates, goes in with the left hand, and finishes off the bank. And now it's a 20-point lead to the Bahamas. Well, they went in with the ghost screen action. The Bahamas nearly turned it over. Still yet, they found a way to get the ball in the hands of Buddy Hield. The Bahamas have one foul to give. It's a nice little teardrop, and that's a very good take by Drew Thewell, now with 15 points. Only him and Franco Miller Jr. are in double figures. Averaging 10.3 points per game here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. It looks like a foul is going to be called here on the Bahamas. Oh, excuse me, on Jamaica. I think that's on Drew Thewell. It's going to be a second personal foul. Well, there's a look at the teardrop penetration. We're going to need a lot more of that from Drew Thewell this evening. Buddy Hield with 6 points. Looking at high screen with Juwan Burris, and it's intercepted. Now Jamaica have numbers. Can they capitalize? Thewell thinks about it, and that's going to be a push. That foul's on Dayton Olbury, so no more fouls for the Bahamas to give it. This is where Jamaica, having one foul left to give, they've got to take advantage. Jordan Kelly inbounding this for Jamaica. Interesting zone defense. The Bahamas putting their natural center, Juwan Burris, at the top of it. No offensive rebounding coming. It's a high 3-2 zone. We just saw that from the Bahamas. Edgecombe now finds a three in the corner. This one's up and sinks this one. And that's his first points coming from outside the arc and beautifully tucked away by VJ Edgecombe. 21-point lead and another foul committed. The Bahamas just picking up fouls like pocket tickets at the moment. This is simple basketball. A little penetration kick out, finding VJ Edgecombe. Contested three, but no problem for the third pick in the NBA draft. So Siobhan Thompson, now at the charity stripe, hasn't scored this evening. Only attempted one shot so far. Well, he played his professional basketball last season in Serbia. The Spartak office shoes. He's played for Sloot Nancy. Spent the last 2 seasons prior to that playing in France. Also played for Broge Bamberg in Germany. Also played for big teams such as Alba Berlin in the Easy Credit Bundesliga in Germany as well. Second free throw knocked down. Both teams having only missed one free throw so far in the game. Edgecombe penetrates. Kicks out in the corner. Well, Edgecombe made his last three, drawing 2 defenders. Only time here on the shot clock. The Bahamas rush a three-pointer. This is where possession by possession, Jamaica's got to chip into the deficit. Back to Siobhan Thompson, goes in, big man, finishes. Well, tough play. Expecting a bump, anything. You feel like he's going to have a big moment in the paint. Something just to put a bit of fear into the Bahamas front court. VJ Edgecombe from no man's land. Well, this man's range has no limits. Edgecombe at the moment cooking for the Bahamas. Second leading scorer in the game behind Drew Thewell of Jamaica. 14 points this evening for VJ Edgecombe. Thompson going for a turnaround fadeaway. That's way too short. Now Franco Miller Jr. The foul is going to be given. That's going to be Jamaica's final team foul to give away. So any more, and they'll send the Bahamas to the charity stripe. You can see the continuity of this Bahamas team. They've never gone to a FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, they were one game away from making it to the Paris Olympics. VJ Edgecombe was a part of that team along with DeAndre Ayton and Buddy Hield. What a summer of basketball that was. And Eric Gordon. Well, let's not forget, he's still on the bench now for the Bahamas. Haven't seen him yet in the game. He may not need to play. Franco Miller Jr. A little isolation, gets the defense on his back, and he'll go back to the charity stripe. The foul is on Amari Johnson. Well, Franco Miller Jr., if he can make both these free throws, he'll become the Bahamas' leading scorer. It's Marcus McDonald checking back into action here for Jamaica, down by 21 points. I think the problem right now for Jamaica, not only has it been offensive futility and frustration, but it's also been the defensive play. They've already given away 28 points in the paint, 7 second chance points, and Jamaica only having 4 fast break points themselves. 13 have gone in favor of the Bahamas, but the one dominant stat that's undeniable, the Bahamas, has been the conversion from Jamaica's turnovers. Jamaica have committed 11 turnovers in this game, in which the Bahamas have converted 21 points from those turnovers. I don't know if you noticed that. Of course, Laraz Nen actually played for this team, the Bahamas national team, 2 summers ago at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Even while he was playing, he was actually an associate head coach at Bowling Green. In the game where they beat Lebanon, he was actually playing against one of his players. It's the first time we've seen that as the Bahamas get forward. And, well, Juwan Barnes tried to go off the lob from the bank. And he gets fouled. Well, Barnes is having a great time. He is enjoying himself. Anytime you have a center that sprints in transition, great vision by Dominic Bridgewater. And the Bahamas at the moment, it's becoming a contest of who can put on the human highlight reels. I think Burris, he's in the mood. First trip to the free throw line for Juwan Burris. I think the officials now discussing, should this be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul? Now, for our viewers who are accustomed to watching VJ Edgecombe, Buddy Hield, and Eric Gordon in the NBA, that's the unsportsmanlike foul, very similar to the flagrant foul that you have in the NBA, which in this case it will be 2 free throws and possession. But the officials now will go to the monitor to have a review. Does this need to be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike? That is the underlying question. Is this a normal foul by Marcus McDonald, or will it need to be an unsportsmanlike foul? You just see with the left arm reaching out there. So the officials have a big decision to make. Well, the decision has been made. The 2 free throws definitely coming for Jerron Burris. Well, the officials now asking players from both Jamaica and the Bahamas to re-enter the floor. So 3:08 to go here in the first half. 23-point lead currently to the Bahamas. Jerron Burris, because 2 seasons at Fort Wayne Macedons in the NCAA. Started that professional career in 2008 in Sweden. He's since spent 4 seasons between Finland and Switzerland. It was the move to France, the Faux Sommet, where he helped them gain promotion to the highest level of pro basketball in France in the 2018-19 season. Something about France. I mean, he's been in France since 2016. That's over a decade. I really hope he's fluent in French at this stage. Well, change coming in for the Bahamas. So subbing into the game, Kai Jones. Kai Jones already with a big block one still. Only 2 points. We got that early alley-oop in the first quarter. Well, maybe a 25-point deficit. But you can quite clearly see Jamaica's head coach not giving up at the moment. Coach Richard Turner, another alley-oop, and one more time, KJ straight off the bench in fresh bunnies. Well, that is the 4th alley-oop we've seen in the game. 2 for Kai Jones, 2 for VJ Edgecombe. The VJ KJ Airways. And Jamaica right now feel like they're improvising offensively, and a big-time block. Oh, Kai Jones defending the paint, becoming the Bahamas inside the paint post-interior insurance policy. Well, it's both ends of the floor. Little back screen by Franco Miller Jr. and KJ elevates. Maybe a few seconds here on the shot clock. Jamaica's got to shoot this. Well, to get the shot off in time, 3 is up. Not going to go. Jones with a rebound. Edgecombe wants to push this one. He'll pull up for another 3. He's made 1 already. That's not going to drop. Well, another 3 goes flying. This time becoming the second, well, the 3rd 3-point field goal for Jamaica. Now 3 out of 9 from downtown. If Jamaica can try to get this to 15 points or lower going into the second half, that is something to look forward to. As Bridgewater buries another one. We'll make that 5 out of 12 for the Bahamas. Dominic Bridgewater now moving up to 8 points. Extending it back to a 25-point lead. Well, the rotation, VJ Edgecombe coming up with a steal. Bridgewater now looking to push this. The Bahamas looking to keep it under control. Bridgewater getting that high screen. Kai Jones is about to set it. Now it's going to be a little pick and pop here with VJ Edgecombe. Bridgewater made his last. That time unable to connect. 80 seconds remaining here in the first half. What can Jamaica build? Potential 3 for 2. That's going to be another foul away from the ball. So 2 free throws coming up for Jamaica. Jamaica now will shoot their 10th and 11th free throws, having made 8 out of 9 so far here in the first half. And it'll be Amari Johnson at the charity stripe. Johnson so far 2 points, 1 out of 5 from the field. He makes the first one. Well, currently playing at Purdue Fort Wayne. This hasn't been too much of an offensive impact. He hasn't played more than 5 minutes in any of the 4 games so far here for Jamaica. Second free throw, no good. There's definitely other ways that he contributes to this Jamaican national team. They still sit in 3rd place here in this Group C. The top 3 teams will go to. Well, Kai Jones felt the lob was coming. Jones said, "Why didn't you throw it up?" And that is a tough pass. Another turnover. Drew Thewell. That's actually going to be his first turnover tonight. Still the game's leading scorer. He was trying to find Tyron Deladiboutier. That's actually the 13th turnover in total for Jamaica. Bahamas lead by 24. They could go 2 for 1 here. Kai Jones in the lane, and my goodness gracious, KJ looked like you want to take on the entire Jamaican post-interior defense. Well, this man nearly elevated to the height of the top of the backboard. Jamaica's got to build something here. Another little teardrop. That's unsuccessful. Shot clock has been turned off. Buddy Hield wants to go quickly. But Dominic Bridgewater is going to bring this out. Final shot here in the first half, and you can see Buddy Hield. They want to put the ball in the hands of VJ Edgecombe. And Edgecombe gives it back to Buddy Hield. Buddy gets fouled, and now he'll go to the free throw line. Edgecombe does have 14 points, 4 rebounds. You can see there just respecting his senior citizen here for this Bahamas national team. As Kai Jones just goes to the bench. 6 points so far for Kai Jones. Well, what an impact Kai Jones has had as a center. I mean, people were expecting DeAndre Ayton to really fill that role, but he's had a magnificent season playing in Turkey, in the city of Istanbul. Kai Jones, those Turkish basketball fans, they love every minute he's on the floor. It's Buddy Hield looking to make this now a 28-point ball game. Misses the free throw. Final seconds here for Jamaica. Well, Buddy Hield gets it back and makes it a 3-point play. And that is a nightmare ending for Jamaica, trailing now by 29 points against the Bahamas. Well, Buddy Hield missed the second free throw. Well, here was the play by Kai Jones. Look at the elevation. Look at the hang time. And even gentleman-like. And here was the missed free throw by Buddy Hield, but inadvertently, Jamaica gave it right back to him. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats here from the first half, and then we'll run down the best plays and highlights. This is a Group C fixture, a Group B fixture in the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers. Just coming into this game, the Bahamas only had that one victory, and that was against Jamaica. And that was in window number 2, the previous window. Only combined total of 8 3-point field goals have been made. Jamaica, 9 free throws converted out of 11. We do have one more rebound, but 11 assists to 14. But that's 14 turnovers, one too many if you ask me, from Jamaica. Franco Miller Jr., VJ Edgecombe, combined total of 29 points. But Drew Thewell leading all scorers of 18. Time now to look at the highlights from the first half. Well, right from the get-go, the Bahamas national team, led by both Franco Miller Jr. and VJ Edgecombe. We've seen some three-point shooting that time. Well, 5 three-pointers. Probably argue that's one too little at the moment here from the Bahamas, considering how much this team can't cook from downtown. Jamaica's problems, well, 25 points have been converted from those 14 turnovers by the Bahamas. Drew Thewell leading all scorers at the moment with 18 points, and he needs some help. Buddy Hield coming in with some big buckets so far here in the second quarter. But it's been all the Bahamas so far. It's VJ Edgecombe's 1 3-point field goal here in this game. He's got 14. Make that 2, actually. Correction. And it was Kai Jones catching the lob midair. Well, it's been Lob City so far here at the Sir Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium in Nassau, the Bahamas. Even the paint protection. Don't follow Kai Jones on Instagram. He will block you. Dominic Bridgewater. And again, Kai Jones ripping the ring down on the simple pick and roll with Buddy Hield. Well, that is halftime. We'll be back for the second half momentarily. The FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers.
Too strong and just too good.
Bogdanovich, who goes in and scores. Ah!
This is what it's all about.
It's all one big basketball family, folks. He is a magician. Winning time. Both teams over the limit. You have got to be kidding me! Oh, look at that. Cardoso going up for the jam. Pastore is the youngest, not Pacheco.
Static three-point shot, back guy in for Campbell. And now a chance for the out-and-out largest lead off the back of that miss. And that's what it can cost you.
Argentina, they've been giving up the lanes as the drive and finish is good. Little shrug of the shoulders from Cavado.
Big attack right the way down the runway.
Nice work here from, oh, what a block! The tyrant! Oh, what a powerful move down low, Malzinha. Cal Malzinha truly is a Skywalker.
Alley-oop is thrown up and thrown down. Super pass and jammed home by RJ Melendez.
Swatted again by Wiseman, his third block of the game. Roddy the other way, lobs it up. Wiseman the alley-oop finish. A 1-2 punch by the United States.
And how about that going for the rim rocker and denied with Santos. What a rejection. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Malzinha goes up for the alley-oop jam. My, oh my. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. Go attack to close out. Bruno inside. Fills it up.
Welcome back, everybody, live here in Nassau, the Bahamas. That's Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium with Carly. It's a 29-point lead to the Bahamas, who are hosting Jamaica here in the third window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup American Qualifiers. Well, Carly Drew Thewell leading all scorers of 18 points. He's led the way, but the only player really making an impact. Over 50% of Jamaica's points. The man who spent last season winning promotion to the top level of French professional basketball with Lambonet. He's got to have some assistance because at the moment the lead just continues to get bigger and bigger for the Bahamas. Well, VJ Edgecombe at the moment, exciting start for him, already cashing 2 lobs, 14 points. 2 out of 2 from inside the rainbow. He's converted 2 3-point field goals. And he, along with Franco Miller Jr., leading the scoring at the moment here for the Bahamas. And it was Buddy Hield finding the young VJ Edgecombe. New Orleans Pelicans, that time identifying the high-flying Philadelphia 76er. Now Edgecombe in transition, only 20 years old. I repeat, this kid is only 20 years old. Well, VJ Edgecombe, it's actually going to be his birthday in 26 days' time, his 21st birthday. Well, fans, this is the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. First round, third window, top 3 teams in this Group B will qualify for the second round of windows 4, 5, and 6 to find out who can cement a position to Doha 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, there's a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement for Jamaica, of course, getting those 2 big wins against Puerto Rico, which I don't think anybody expected them to. They won their opening game 92-90 in a close nail biter, but then they went on the road in window 1 on the 2nd of December, winning by a slender 5 points. But of course, window 2, they met the Bahamas losing at home by 3. And then their biggest defeat was against Canada again at home when they lost by 16 points. But right now, this has been their biggest deficit so far here in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Well, we talked a lot about Dominic Bridgewater, Franco Miller Jr., VJ Edgecombe, as well as Buddy Hield, but you got to give a lot of credit to players such as Kai Jones, Gerard Burroughs, because everybody getting into the mix and the action here for the Bahamas here in the first half. Well, the Bahamas, it's been the same story for them in all of the qualifying windows, whether that's for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, they've had some success with the FIBA America Cup, but they just haven't been able to be a regular competitive team. And you look at this lineup they have now, I mean, this is like a dream team of the Bahamas. The Bahamas national team have only ever featured in 2 major FIBA continental competitions. That was twice in the FIBA America Cup. And like I said, they've never ever gone to a FIBA Basketball World Cup. And that would be a new height reached by this magnificent national federation. And of course, that is the beauty of having these continental windows, whether it is for the FIBA Basketball World Cup or whether it's for the FIBA America Cup. You allow national teams, federations, more time together, more time to build their programs, and a pathway for the younger players to come through the system. Franco Miller Jr. still that leading scorer of 15 points. You can just see Eric Gordon rebounding under the bench, or under the basket, excuse me, for the Bahamas. I do wonder if we are going to see him tonight. But both these 2 teams will have 1 remaining game. Jamaica will have to travel to Canada. They'll be heading to the city of Hamilton, because they'll play in 3 days' time on the 7th of July. Well, the Bahamas, well, they'll be looking to try and get some form of redemption after losing on the road to Puerto Rico. They'll be here at home in the SO. That will also be on the 7th of July. It's all to play for. Top 3 teams in all groups go on to the second round. It's a very close game going on in Group A between the Dominican Republic and the United States of America. Chile at the moment leading by 7 in Group C against Colombia. And as it stands, Canada, an emphatic victory against Puerto Rico, winning 110-84. Just tells you Canada now sweeping so far, going 5-0 here in the first round in window 3. 1 final game. It's not completely over for either Jamaica or the Bahamas, but that's for sure is going to happen. Puerto Rico most likely are going to slip into position 4, but that could very well change. Jamaica will travel to Canada, undefeated Canada, for the final game here in window 3, while the Bahamas They'll be hosting Puerto Rico, so excitement, exhilaration to find out who will gain those final 2 spots behind Canada to get to the second round. Well, Jamaica started the game quite positively. They did build a 4-point lead early in the first quarter. So they just haven't had enough offensive input. As mentioned, only Drew Thewell right now in double figures for them. Because the only other player close, or 2 players close to getting to double figures, are both Chase Ordige and Tyron de Latiboutier. Both players only 4 points apiece. And all of Chase Ordige's points have come from the free throw line. The turnovers that have really hurt Jamaica. 14 turnovers too many. You compare that with the Bahamas, only 6, but it's the Bahamas' ability defensively to force those turnovers, but then to quickly convert them into quick transition points. It's been an area of dominance in the first half from the Bahamas. And the proof is definitely in the pudding. 25 points for the Bahamas off of the turnovers converted from Jamaica. 34 points in the paint. Hopefully some words of inspiration were definitely exchanged between the coaching staff. I mean, Richard Turner has got a talented team. Still a chance to get to round 2. Those 2 wins against Puerto Rico, monumental. Well, fans, use that QR code, scan it, and download the official FIBA Basketball World Cup app. Download it now. Customize your experience following your favorite teams and players right from the qualifiers up until Doha 2027 for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Buddy Hield, Franco Miller Jr., VJ Edgecombe back on the lineup here for the beginning of the second half. Well, it's been an outstanding beginning here for the Bahamas. They got that 1 victory against Jamaica, window 2. We're live here in the city of Nassau, the capital of the Bahamas, at the Sir Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. It's going to be Jamaica with the first possession. Buddy Hield matching up with Chase Ordige. Thompson high screen goes in. That's a good way to begin the second half. A simple pick and roll scenario. Thompson's just able to finish. Nobody in the paint for the Bahamas. Still a 27-point advantage. Edgecombe working with Kai Jones. Now this is going to be a turnover. A 3-on-1 here for Jamaica. Thewell gets fouled from behind. The foul's going to be on Franco Miller Jr. That's going to be his second personal. That's his 3rd foul. 5 assists to go with his 15 points this evening. So that is Franco Miller Jr.'s 3rd personal foul. Chase Ordige. And that's his first field goal of the game. 7 points. Knocking down another 3 here for Jamaica. 4th 3-pointer this evening for Jamaica. Buddy Hield, pump fake, step through. He'll go for a 3 and cancels that one out. Well, Buddy Hield, simply clutch, automatic from downtown. 12 points to Buddy Hield, 3rd player for the Bahamas in double figures. Chase Ordige handles the mid-range off the dribble. Hill comes up, finds Kai Jones, and look out below in transition. Oh, this big man has a relentless motor engine. He'll just continue to run the floor. Jamaica go for another quick 3. That's not going to count. Edgecombe coming over the rebound. 29-point advantage. Well, again, Buddy Hield went for the deep one. Oh, he made 1 already. He can't hold his confidence. Now they go inside the paint. Latiboutier goes in for a tough one. That's just too short. You definitely see the Bahamas crashing the paint anytime Jamaica want to throw the ball inside. Build off 1 screen. That's his 3rd 3-point attempt. Just a little short to the right, but Jamaica's got to capitalize here. They had a chance in transition. Chase Ordige looking for a handoff. Trying to initiate contact, and that's going to be the 15th turnover for Jamaica. Frustrating play there from the backcourt. Chase Odige may have been impeded, but you've got to be a physical team when trying to break down the Bahamas defense. Franco Miller Jr., he'll fire another one. It's way too easy. The defense went under the screen, and Franco made them pay. 32-point advantage. 7 3-pointers now converted by the Bahamas. Jamaica try another one. It's PJ Edgecombe and Kai Jones battle for the rebound. Buddy Hill. He's 1 out of 3 from the perimeter here in the third quarter. Now looking for an ISO. Finds Franco Miller Jr. Twisting, turning, pump faking. An unsuccessful attempt, but nearly coming up with a steal, but that's going to be a baseline ball to Jamaica. Well, this is going to be an emphatic ending, of course, here for the Bahamas. Given that Puerto Rico, now here's where they went under the screen. That's a big mistake against Franco Miller Jr. Now joint leading scorer in the game with Drew Thewell. Coach McLean happy with what he's seeing from his players. It's another Jamaica turnover. Taking that turnover count up to 16. That's one too many. Edgecombe going inside the paint. He was wide open. They didn't get the ball to him. Kai Jones. Just didn't get the quite angle on the kick out there on the baseline, but not too many turnovers this evening for the Bahamas. Done a relatively good job of taking care of the basketball. It's only their 8th turnover tonight. Still, they have a big margin. Odige, quick slip pass in the high post. And that's a good move. That time you could just see patiently waiting at the high post, Tyron de Latiboudier. Second field goal for him, 6 points. Kai Jones, another turnover here from the Bahamas. But can Jamaica convert this? De Latiboudier inside the paint, twisting and turning it over. Well, look out below and good night. Kai Jones just patiently waiting. As now he becomes the 4th player from the Bahamas into double figures with 10 points. 19 fast break points here for the Bahamas. A little bit of tropical showtime. De Latiboudier with a pump fake. Kick out in the corner. They get a good look from the 3-point line. And Siobhan Thompson nearly came over the rebound. And here come the Bahamas. And oh my Lord, this guy looks like every time he's going to rip down the ring. Kai Jones, Dr. KJ, and Buddy Hill just getting the home crowd into this one. It's now a 34-point advantage. Jamaica called timeout. 5:34 to go here in the third quarter. And we'll head down to Jamaica's bench to find out what the message is going to be. Well, here's the turnover. And this is the first one from Dr. KJ. This is Dr. KJ one more time. Kai Jones, a PhD in aviation. think you heard in that timeout a very familiar phrase in international basketball. Every point matters. Like I said, points difference, so imperative. That's the good thing, of course, for Jamaica is they have that head-to-head advantage against Puerto Rico. So if they're tied on the same record, they'll edge them out in this Group B. Well, points difference definitely always comes down to a final outcome. Welcome back live here at Sir Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium in Nassau, Bahamas. A 34-point lead to the home team. FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers all roads ending in Doha 2027. Bahamas going back into his own matchup. Thompson turnaround jump hook. HQ coming up with a loose ball. Still over halfway here in the third quarter, and yet another fourth quarter coming. You can see the Bahamas not taking the foot off the gas. Kai Jones at 12 points. Goes back to Buddy Hill. Edgecombe's made 2 threes already. Made that a third three-point field goal for VJ Edgecombe. He plays so cool, calm, and collected. So emotionless. He fell while unable to convert the three-pointer. Edgecombe coming up with another rebound. In transition, while right idea trying to find Kentuan Smith with a dime. But unfortunately, it's going to be a turnover. Edgecombe currently 3 rebounds away from a double-double. And Edgecombe actually has 5 steals. So he's 5 steals, 3 rebounds away from a triple-double. Juwan Barrows getting a standing ovation, as is Kai Jones, who now goes to the bench. Jamaica's got to find ways to break down the zone defense. 37-point advantage. There's the alley-oop and connected midair. Beautiful play. Well, patiently waiting on the baseline, Justin Olsen. Well, Justin absent, my apologies. They're only cutting it down to a 35-point deficit. Burrs wants to find Edgecombe. Coming off one screen, now with 17 points. Now make it 20. That's 4 triples from downtown. 76ers, Nick Nurse, are you watching? We're trying to go crash defense. 5 steals already from VJ Edgecombe. That could have been 6. Well, could he get? There's another look at Abson with the alley-oop. So 3:54 to go here in the third. 38-point deficit. What a take with the right arm, but missing from point-blank range. All tipped out. The ball wasn't inside the cylinder. Edgecombe's made 4 threes. Only getting 5. No foul given. It's going to be a traveling violation. Edgecombe actually with his last three-pointer is the game's leading scorer, 20 points. It's the 11th turnover tonight here for the Bahamas. Not as many as Jamaica. Chase O'Deej will fire a 3. He's made 1. That's not going to go. Another 3 goes flying. Still can't get it. Edgecombe comes up with his 8th rebound. Well, here we go in third. Oh my goodness! Nearly got it. Well, made the elevation. Jamaica trying to push an absent. Throws it down with one hand. The Bahamas waste no time, and now, oh my goodness! Teamwork makes the dream work. Sharing is caring. Well, you thought VJ Edgecombe was going to get another try of it, but Juwan Barrows says, "Hey, young brother, I've got another one." Buddy Hill coming up with a rebound, finding Edgecombe. Can Bahamas make it a 40-point lead? Maybe 41 with a three-pointer. Barrows coming up for that screen. Edgecombe, 5th three-pointer. You bet he can! 23 points for VJ Edgecombe. Incredible. 2 rebounds shy of that double-double. 5 assists, or 5 steals, excuse me, from a potential triple-double for VJ Edgecombe. is cooking tonight. I wonder if a technical foul has been called against Buddy Hield. I think it was a gesture made towards the Jamaican bench. A sub coming in for the Bahamas. Now here was the three-pointer made by VJ Edgecombe. Well, the alley-oop. Edgecombe said, well, I've got the alley-oop, but I think Juwan Burris has got a better look. Let's get everybody involved. Burris now up to 6 points. Chase O'Deege will take this technical foul shot here for Jamaica. Best he can do now is cut it down to a 40-point deficit. It was Buddy Hield who was penalized for the technical. Now I think he's trying to say the gesture was made due to the fifth three-pointer made by VJ Edgecombe. But I'm guessing the officials interpreted this as a way of taunting the Jamaican bench. "40 points the difference. 23 of those 84 points have come from VJ Edgecombe. I feel he's unguardable at this stage. We still have 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and another fourth quarter of basketball to play. As Coach McLean, well, he's got a beautiful smile on his face. He's enjoying this game so far, as it's going to put them back into contention for getting to the second round in windows 4, 5, and 6 of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Have some pump fakes. 6 points for him here in the third quarter. A little pick and pop here with Buddy Hield. Well, Hield gets it back. He'll pull up for three, and everybody's getting in now. It is raining three-pointers for the Bahamas. 11 three-pointers converted. 15 now for Buddy Hield. Everybody's cooking at the moment. Guess it would be monumental for the Bahamas to qualify for the Doha FIBA Basketball World Cup next summer. Going to heights they've never reached before. Edgecombe now has his 9th rebound. One away from that double-double. He's got 5 threes. Are you kidding me? Philadelphia 76ers VJ Edgecombe, 26 points, is putting on a clinic. Chase O'Deege kicks out. You kind of feel Jamaica right now don't know what have hit them at the moment. Buddy Hield nearly coming up with a steal. This one falling in the hands of Marcus McDonald. 3 no good. Goes out of bounds. That's going to go back to Jamaica. Trailing by 44. Oh, he's only 20 years old. It's his birthday. In 26 days' time, he'll only be 21. But he is putting on a showcase of 26 points. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Thompson now with 6 points here in the third. Turnaround can't get it. Follow up in the end. Tucked away by Andrew Thewell, or Drew Thewell, excuse me, now 20 points. Second leading scorer tonight behind VJ Edgecombe. Edgecombe, that's going to be an offensive foul on Juwan Burris. They've got to build something, anything they can from this to go into their final game on the road against the undefeated Canada here in Group B. Now we're under 10 on the shot clock. Good defense by VJ Edgecombe. Really forced away. Yeah, he forced a turnover, and that's simply the glove from the young 20-year-old. Final play of the third quarter. You feel like this is going in the hands of VJ Edgecombe. No backcourt violation. Bridgewater still has it. Well, has to put up a tough contested three. Buddy Hield gets it back. Final seconds. Bridgewater almost got that one to drop. 90 points after 3 quarters for the Bahamas. Would you expect any less? This team 12 out of 24 from the three-point line. 5 of those knocked down by VJ Edgecombe. We're going to take a look at some of the key stats here from this game so far. But nonetheless, it's been a magnificent showcase from VJ Edgecombe and the Bahamas. I'd say one thing is for sure, VJ Edgecombe, Buddy Hield, Franco Miller Jr., they have been magnificent. It's actually 12 out of 25, my apologies. 48% from the perimeter. Well, for the Bahamas, it's going to be here at home against Puerto Rico for their final game of Window 3. Now we'll take a look at the highlights here from the third quarter. Now it started with a pick and roll sequence with Siobhan Thompson. And then Buddy Hield responding right away after the three-pointer converted by Chase Ordich. But Kai Jones in transition. What a game the big man's had. 12 points from him, 6 out of 7 from the field. And that was a nice move in the paint by Tyron de Latiboutier. But Kai Jones again getting out on the wrong way. And then it became the VJ Edgecombe cookouts. Oh, he didn't look like he was missing it. Not a very good productive third quarter from number 25, Justin Absent. But Edgecombe bringing down the rain. There's Absent again, throwing it down with the left hand. And well, Edgecombe couldn't get the lob. But Juwan Burris said, hey, young fella, throw it up. And that was Buddy Hield's three-pointer. 15 points so far here for Buddy Hield this evening. Still no Eric Gordon. Well, he doesn't need to play exactly because they have a monumental advantage. Well, basketball fans watching live, scan the QR code so you can access the login to Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. Courtside 1891. Chase Ordich, Drew Thewell coming back into the lineup here for Jamaica as well as McDonald. So slight change as Romaro Gill will be the natural center. Final quarter coming up, the Bahamas right now with a dominating advantage here against Jamaica. They're playing VJ Edgecombe at the 3 spot at the moment. Just trying to get everybody involved. Little fade away from the mid-range. That's not going to go. Well, Jamaica just unable to get something quick. Now they get it open look in the corner. 3 is up, and that's beautifully tucked away. I think that's what they've missed this evening from Chase Ordich. His second three-pointer tonight. And only becomes the second Jamaican player in double figures. Jamaica going to, they sit back in a 2-3 zone. Jones coming up for the high screen. Time winding down. They'll go for another 3, and that's way off the mark. That's only the first shot of the game for Gavin Clark. He's only just come in here in the fourth quarter. Not too much concern there for Coach McLean. Gives us one up, finds McDonald. McDonald goes for it. Clock comes up with it. Now the Bahamas want to run, goes in, gets rejected. Now, is that a basket interference or is that a foul? That's very much a replica of what we saw in the early stages between both Jamaica and the Bahamas. Very up-tempo, quick transition basketball. Let's look at the 3 by Chase Ordich. It's always tough when you go up against a defensive great team like the Bahamas with the personnel they have playing this evening, but kind of feel it's been a very tough ask. Second free throw, no good. Jamaica just trying to salvage anything they can here from this fourth quarter. They'll unable to connect. Kai Jones coming up with a rebound. We'll pull up for another three. I think the entire team has been inspired by the three-point shooting of VJ Edgecombe. Josh McLean doesn't want this to be a free-for-all. What a take in the end by Drew Thewell. 22 points, still second leading scorer. I believe that actually was Chase Odije, my apologies. Franco Miller Jr. back in the lineup. Probably not going to get a double-double tonight here for VJ Edgecombe, as Odije almost comes up with it. Bahamas go for another three. This one's up and make that three-pointer number 13. It's very similar to how this team was shooting at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament back in the summer 2024 in Valencia. Just over 45% from the perimeter. A little mid-range. And all of a sudden, Chase Odije clicking back into that Unicaja Malaga form. Bahamas try to push quickly and keep this one alive. They'll go for another three. Make it 14. Well, get your umbrellas out, as now Samuel Hunter gets his first field goal. And what a field goal to begin with. 97 points. McDonald fires the mid-range. That one's neatly tucked away. Another three-pointer? Who's going to take it? Franco Miller Jr. almost getting the century mark. Well, McDonald made his last shot. Now consecutive buckets in, this time from the perimeter. It's a positive note him to end all 5 points coming here in the fourth quarter. That's his first three-pointer. Only the sixth of the game now for Jamaica. Clock just tries to run the offense. There you have it, 100 points. And 15 three-point field goals as Bridgewater knocks it down. He's 50%, that's his third made one from downtown. Back to a 40-point lead to the Bahamas. A foul is going to be called. So Drew Thewell now will go to the free throw line. That's going to be a fourth foul against Franco Miller Jr. Double change coming into the game here for the Bahamas. Juwan Burroughs subbing in. Looks like Kai Jones' night might be done, as they're probably going to need him in that final game. Here's another look at the three-pointer by Bridgewater. $15 out of 31. And Drew Thewell unable to hit the first free throw. It's only his second free throw tonight. Makes 1 out of 2, cutting it down to 39 points. The deficit's still way too big, with now just almost 4 minutes gone here in the fourth and final quarter. Little high post entry. Well, Bridgewater going for a 4-3. Nearly getting it. Franco Miller Jr. winning the 50-50. Bridgewater on the baseline. Little crossover, step back. And he's fouled in the process, so now he'll go to the free throw line for 3 free shots. To which, if he can convert all 3 of them, he'll become the Bahamas' joint second leading scorer with 18 points, hypothetically, behind the, I'd say, magnificent performance from VJ Edgecombe. What a game it's been tonight for the Bahamas from the three-point line. And that's a 5th foul on Marcus McDonald, so his night is over. Jamaica getting ready to make another change. Well, some good passage of play from Marcus McDonald here in the fourth and final quarter, but 5 fouls, that's elimination. Justin Absent back into the lineup. This is an outstanding performance, because he's averaging 16.5 points per game in the 2 games he's played here in the qualifiers. He's Played in both games in the defeats against Canada. Like I said, his time with this national team goes back to 2019 in the FIBA America pre-qualifiers. Well, timeout is going to be called. 41-point advantage to the Bahamas. It's been a showcase of excellence, a dominant performance, and that is putting it mildly. Neither country having ever qualified for a FIBA Basketball World Cup. What's interesting, although the Bahamas have never qualified for a World Cup, they almost made it to the Paris Olympics in 2024 in that final game in the qualifying tournament against Spain in Valencia. Farewell still there, leading scorer so far tonight. Edgecombe, an incredible performance. 26 points, 6 out of 11 from the three-point line, 9 rebounds. He also has 5 steals and only 1 assist, but he doesn't need to make assists because you know when he's got the ball in his hands, he's gonna score. Nearly triple-double numbers from VJ Edgecombe. Having a few words with the coaching staff and some of the highlight reels from the Philadelphia 76ers. VJ Edgecombe, the human highlight reel. Pelicans finding 76ers, the combo between Buddy Hield and VJ Edgecombe. Experience now being passed on to the young dominant third pick of the first round of the NBA draft in 2025, VJ Edgecombe. Chase Deej trying to work here with Gill on a ball screen. Jamaica now knocking down the 7th three-point field goal. It's Drew Thewell now moves up to 24 points. And only slicing it down to a 38-point deficit. Little gamble here. Kick out in the corner, wide open 3 again for the Bahamas. Now make it 16 three-pointers. Incredible. Splash, well, tropical splash I'd like to say. 41-point advantage. Well, penetration out of control, nearly going out of bounds. Jamaica keep this one alive. Make that their 8th three-point field goal. And Chase Deej showing what he put on display this season for Nikaha. Guy moves up to 15 points. You got to think another three-point is coming. The reversal pass from Quentin Smith just getting intercepted, but it's going to remain possession to the Bahamas. Well, it was the three-pointer in the end by Chase Deej in the corner. Little denial of the screen. Little pump fake. Miles Bone goes down the middle and no help side defense at home. I think Samuel Hunter was waiting for somebody to come and rotate. Chase Deej tries another 3. That's not going to go. Rebound collected. Bahamas want to get ahead. Gavin Clark. He's eyeing this one up. He thinks about it. Going back to the perimeter. Little pump fake. Pulls up from 17. That's a little too strong as Deej collects the rebound. I think a consolation at this point. Second team foul is going to be called against the Bahamas. Well, there's another look at the dunk by Samuel Hunter. Drew Thewell. He can actually lead the game tonight with scoring, but he's unable to connect with this one. And a big rebound collected. Bahamas wasted no time. They just want to keep putting points on the board. It's like for them as well. Every point matters at this stage. Kick out. Three-pointer number 17. Nearly getting it. That one's not going to fly. I feel like these 3 minutes and under 20 seconds remaining could go on for a long time considering how big the margin is. In the lane now, wraps around. Oh my goodness gracious! Did we just see Dr. J in a Bahamas national team jersey? What a finish. Lena roll. Look at this. A little bit of hang time. That's George Gervin, excuse me, with a finger roll. What a BEA. Beautiful play in transition. Oh, the elevation. The ability to keep the rock under control midair. That's tough as nails. Well, that's his first field goal. One player not to score, 2 plays. Eric Gordon, who hasn't checked into the game. Now, Lena Roll, currently a member of Missouri State University in the NCAA, so good point. Great monarch for him to get some points here in the qualifiers. Welcome to the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, his first points in his debut game. 43-point advantage, now into 3 minutes. Nice little backdoor cut and a good finish. The dime that time coming from Justin Abson, the finish by Romaro Gill. Well, here it comes. Thought now you might be coming. Another kick out to the perimeter. Another 3. And this team just continues to keep flying them in. 17 out of 35 from downtown. 17 3-point field goals. Incredible. Simply incredible from the Bahamas. Tough defense coming. Nice isolation, but just unable to finish. Well, he did the hard part. Just couldn't quite put the ball in the basket. Well, could it be 18 threes? You bet it can! Well, it's tropical rain and 3-pointers. As Bridgewater makes another one now with 17. Well, he's got 20 points, excuse me. Well, 20 points for Dominic Bridgewater, now officially the second leading scorer, right behind VJ Edgecombe, third leading scorer in the game. Well, you know another 3 is coming. The confidence has been terrifying from this team. The Bahamas have made it rain. Well, Bridgewater got to go for it, number 19. Oh, baby! Incredible! And now, indeed, it is a 50-point advantage to the Bahamas. 19 3-pointers converted out of 37. I don't think any team has shot this well in any continent, any region of the third window in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Final seconds winding down. Jamaica try to force up a 3. 23's coming in transition. What did we just witness? He threw an alley-oop to himself off the bank. Wow. Introduce yourself, young man. Missouri State University's finest. Lead a roll. And it is becoming an offensive powerhouse as now Abson just tucks away that 3-pointer in the corner. Well, you know the home crowd, they want 23-pointers. Bahamas have shot the ball from the 3-point line just like the Golden State Warriors. Splits a defense, and in the end finishes inside the lane. A dominant performance here from the Bahamas. 51-point advantage. Double team coming over from the paints. Little pump fake. And that's a nice little finish. Well, the shot clock has officially been turned off. I think Coach McLean telling his players, don't go for it. Well, Dominic Bridgewater showing the sportsmanship, knowing that his team, a 49-point lead against Jamaica. This is a monumental win for the Bahamas, a country that has never, ever qualified for a FIBA Basketball World Cup, and they win this one big time. 123-74 against Jamaica. A huge win, and only their second win of the FIBA Basketball World Cup American qualifiers. They have one final game, and that will be against Puerto Rico. Well, incredible performance tonight. 19 out of 37 from the three-point line from the Bahamas. Truly magnificent. Well, as it stands, both Jamaica and the Bahamas will take positions 2 and 3, while Puerto Rico, after their defeat against Canada, they'll slip into position 4. Puerto Rico, a team historically known for making it to a FIBA Basketball World Cup, and they also played in the Paris Olympics, qualifying via the FIBA OQT in the summer of 2024. But what a performance from VJ Edgecook. Incredible. 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals. Just don't think it gets any better than this. The three-point shooting, 10 more three-point field goals made. And you think winning by 49, that's 30 points. 44 rebounds to the Bahamas, 6 more than Jamaica. Edgecombe led the way tonight with an MVP performance. Good performance tonight from Drew Thewell, finishing with 24, and Chase Odij of 18, and a big win for the Bahamas. Well, could they make history? One final game to go to try and get into the second round, and they'll face Puerto Rico in 3 days' time here in the Seoul. Well, we're going to take a look at the highlights very soon from this game, and it is a huge, magnificent win. It became the VJ Edgecombe show right from the very get-go. Like I say, I don't think you're going to find many more performances like this from any individual player, any team for that matter. 19 three-pointers converted. Until the 28 made it between these two teams collectively, but the Bahamas, they just shot the lights out. They made it rain. They were unconscious from the perimeter. It felt like everybody was getting in on the showcase. Well, that was the scoop wraparound layup by Missouri State's Lino Roll, and a big finish for him. What a way to introduce yourself. His debut game here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Finishing with 7 points, 3 out of 5 from the field. And there he threw an alley-oop to himself. Incredible. Little Euro step. Well, does he get the rebound and the assist? I'm not quite sure. I'd have to speak to the official stat people, but nonetheless, a magnificent victory in the end. Well, Bahamas now slip into position 2 with the head-to-head against Jamaica, considering they both have the same record. Puerto Rico's defeat to Canada sees them bottom. Well, Jamaica, they will head to Canada, while Puerto Rico will come here to Bahamas for the final game in window 3 of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. That's it tonight here. We'll see you for more games here. But for now, it's good night, goodbye, and God bless.